The Alfa's cosmopolitan interior successfully incorporates race inspiration and rich influence. A satisfying driving position promotes spirited romps, but some cheap plastics and cumbersome access points are reductive. Our sixth tester demonstrates how easy it is to enter and exit the back seat of the Giulia quadrifoglio. It also shows how much knee room there is when the driver's seat is adjusted for a sixth driver. Interior features inside. Our test car was composed of leather surfaces and fork-skewered accents. The attractive front seats were supportive without being restrictive. A pair of racing-oriented Recaro buckets are available, but they lack the power adjustments and heating elements of the standard set. The flowing dashboard and circular design scheme carry over from the regular Giulia, and the quadrifoglio adds copious carbon fiber trim. Too bad the shift knob casing felt chintzy and the plastic panels below the belt were shoddy. Modern cabins do an excellent job of insulating passengers from ambient noise, but none can completely eliminate the sharp sound of the wind and the drone of tire noise when you're traveling at highway speed. To measure the interior sound pressure level, we use a ๊dʒuːlja Type 2250 liters sound meter, which we position in the middle of the first row of seats at the height of the driver's ear. The meter automatically averages 15 seconds of sound in 0.8 decibels/bar, taken while the test car is cruising at 70 miles per hour. 0.8 is an industry standard that adjusts decibel readings to better reflect how the human ear hears various frequencies. We take two measurements and average the results. We also correct for speedometer inaccuracies with our GPS-based data loggers. It is worth noting that decibels are a logarithmic unit, so a rating of 40 decibels isn't twice the sound pressure of 20 decibels, it is 10 times the sound pressure. A 6 decibel increase roughly doubles the sound pressure. To accurately measure seating height, the distance from the row to the driver's hip, we use an point machine HPM, a precisely engineered device marketed by C International. This versatile tool, in conjunction with a laser device, reveals the width and location of roof pillar visibility obstructions blind spots. Our HPM and laser measurement tools determine the length of road obscured by the hood as well as the road obscured by the trunk or hatch as seen through the rear view mirror. A set of thin front roof pillars and a hood that disappears just after the windshield provide fantastic forward visibility. Rear visibility is below average compared with rivals, but it didn't affect daily driving. Implanted with a rhapsodic twin-turbo 2.9-litre V6 and an exquisitely calibrated 8-speed automatic, the rear-driven Giulia quadrifoglio is a riot to pilot. The Italian-built, Ferrari-driven engine produces a spine-tingling timbre that shames most rivals. Too bad a manual transmission isn't available on the US version, and several mechanical glitches we experienced recalled Alfa's past reliability liabilities. The QF's boosted mill generates 505 horsepower and 443 lb-ft of torque, which makes more stallions than the BMW M3 or Cadillac ATS-V. The Mercedes-AMG C63S almost matches the QF with 503 horses, but its glorious twin-turbo V8 has a greater torque reserve 516 lb-ft. Our comparison test confirmed that this duo of Fords or Tour de Forces of almost indistinguishable performance. Since that comparison, we tested another quadrifoglio that hit 60 miles per hour in 3.7 seconds and bridged 50 to 70 miles per hour in 2.9 ticks, both adding 0.1 second, respectively. In both tests, it finished the quarter mile in less than 12 seconds, impressive for any car. The Alfa and AMG are virtually equals, with dead-even acceleration times and base prices separated by $130. Although the diminutive Audi RS3 is in another class, its pared-down price and eye-popping performance warrant comparisons. The Giulia's engine contains its excitement when cruising at low RPM and in top gear. A hint of hesitation precedes throttle prompts below 3,000 revolutions per minute. But then the twin-turbos spool up and power builds in a whirlwind of acceleration and thunderous exhaust sounds. It's a spectacular sensation that is simultaneously chaotic and exotic. The QF gets an upgraded version of the Giulia's DNA Drive mode selector, which offers dynamic, natural, and advanced efficiency settings. The DNA Pro system in the ๊dʒuːlja gains an exclusive race setting, which activates the dual mode exhaust and deactivates the security of electronic stability control. While we mourn the missing manual gearbox, the 8-speed automatic is fantastic. Large steering column mounted paddles are perfectly placed and sweet to squeeze. The Autobox is decisive and imitates the quickness of dual-clutch alternatives in its sportier drive modes. Our selected set of super sedans is virtually tied atop the EPA ratings, with the Giulia ๊dʒuːlja earning 17 miles per gallon city and 24 highway. While the Alfa, BMW, and Audi bested their highway figures by 2 miles per gallon on our fuel loop, we've yet to test the Cadillac ATS-V or the Mercedes-AMG C63S. Among these competitors, only the Infiniti Q50 Sport 400, yup, that's its actual name, has higher EPA ratings. However, it has significantly less horsepower and, while fast, is the least fleet of this group. The all-wheel drive Audi RS3 is the smallest, lightest, and thriftiest of this competitive set, but it's included here solely as a ringer. We've devised our own fuel economy test in an attempt to replicate how most people drive on the highway. Our procedure entails a 200-mile out-and-back loop on Michigan's I-94 highway. We maintain a GPS-verified 75 miles per hour and use the cruise control as much as possible to mimic the way many drivers behave during long trips. The QF and M3 are the only main rivals we've tested on our fuel loop, and both have identical highway EPA estimates 24 miles per gallon and real-world figures 26 miles per gallon. The Q50 Red Sport and RS3 provide a frame of reference. The Red Sport is considerably less powerful and slower, while the compact RS3 lives in a different size class. On paper, the Giulia ๊dʒuːlja and its preeminent rivals are neck and neck. In practice, the all-new Alfa is a revelation on the racetrack as well as in real life. Its engine makes hair-raising music and facilitates face-melting acceleration. But the main attraction is a multifaceted chassis that is the new benchmark for high-performance sedans. Acceleration along with its sonorous exhaust noises, the twin-turbo 2.9-litre V6 delivers all 505 ponies in a passionato fashion. We only experienced the slingshot sensation that indicates turbo lag at lower engine speeds. Otherwise, throttle response was linear and turned livelier in the topmost drive modes dynamic and race. The QF needed a mere 3.7 seconds to go from 0 to 60 miles per hour, as did the V8-powered Mercedes-AMG C63S. Although the Alfa doesn't have a manual option here in the States, its paddle-shifted 8-speed automatic is a credible alternative. A savvy chassis is the heart and soul of this Italian-bred masterpiece. Every ๊dʒuːlja is fitted with adaptive dampers and a set of 19-inch wheels wrapped in super sticky P0 Corsa rubber. While we were surprised at the Alfa's capability on the track, its docile damping and notable isolation from harsh impacts during daily driving were equally disarming. Even in zestier drive modes, the ride quality wasn't compromised. The QF corners with the utmost confidence, resulting in 0.99 grams of grip on our skid pad. Again, its competitors matched this mark but can't recreate the masterful road manners. And then there's the sensational steering setup. The thin-rimmed wheel feels like a blast from the past, with feather-light effort, communicative feedback, and nanosecond quick response. The culmination of these traits is what separates the ๊dʒuːlja from its rivals. Even without the optional carbon-ceramic Brembo disc brakes, our test car provided impressive stopping power and recorded the second shortest emergency braking distance, 152 feet. Although the Giulia's standard setup was suitable for daily driving, its stiff brake pedal had inconsistent feedback. Still, the version we flogged at Lightning Lap 2017 proved its braking capability on the track.